A state crime report came out earlier this month that indicates overall crime was lower in Rexburg and surrounding areas. But Captain Randy Lewis with the Rexburg PD says the report is misleading. Eyewitness News reporter Stephen Pope is here. And Stephen, if the report is misleading, what good is the report?
Well, Todd, the official crime report is supposed to be a snapshot of crime, but Captain Randy Lewis says it's out of focus. The state keeps track of various crime numbers every year, but they don't keep track of the factors behind those numbers. For instance, low resources in 2009 meant lower responses, and lower responses don't exactly mean lower crime.
The statistics are, I don't feel totally accurate.
Is crime really lower?
I personally don't believe crime's lower, and the reason for that is, take drug cases, for example. Our agency showed an increase in crimes involving drugs.
For a couple of weeks, the Rexburg Police Department had a dedicated task force to find drugs on Highway 20, and those numbers could be affecting the crime report.
Out on US 20 and made numerous arrests.
As a result, the report showed high drug-related crimes. If the Rexburg police didn't go out on the drug task force, those numbers would have likely shown a different picture.
It's tough, if people don't report crimes, if agencies are lacking personnel to go out on maybe a drug task force, those crimes are going to go undetected, and it's going to show a lower crime rate in those areas, when in fact it hasn't changed or it's increased. And so they are misleading to a certain level.
I asked random people in Rexburg how they felt about crime levels, and their answers varied dramatically.
I think that crime is not as big of a factor because we live in BYU, Idaho University town, and all of the students are very high quality.
As a student at BYU, Idaho, I would say that it is up because I've heard of more people just breaking into apartments and everything. I've heard of men breaking into girl apartments at night. So I would say it's up because my first years here, I didn't ever hear about those problems.
Do you think crime is up in Rexburg, say, compared to, say, 5 years ago?
Yes, it is.
Oh yeah, it's up from 5 years ago.
I don't think it's up in the city.
About the same.
About the same?
I just think people are more aware of crimes these days.
As far as I can tell, it's down.
It's a little down. Probably up.
Probably up. And what types of crimes do you suspect would be up?
I think we have more drugs in the area. We have more vandalism.
I called the Bureau of Criminal Investigations in Meridian, and they essentially agreed with Captain Randy Lewis. BCI manager Don Peck says the stats are just another tool for local law enforcement. The reports don't take into account the insight that only local law enforcement can give. And while researchers do use the stats to track crime, the analysis for the data should happen at a local level.
So do these reports, are they tied to funding? Will they affect that?
Not exactly. Peck said that the reports don't affect federal funding or state, but could help local law enforcement with their own budgetary decisions.